Let's do a show. Let's do a show right now.
Let's do a show right now. What are we doing?
Can't you see? Everyone! They're here already! You're next!
Let's go.
Welcome to the future, where the glass is half full and you'll need new glasses, where you'll be jumping from conclusions.
The past is annulled, and a new future is born!
Never before in history has so much meant so little to so many. AD on the radio.
I want you to remember something. I want you to remember your government is made up of morons. Idiotic, lame brain, knuckle-dragging, slothful, sinful, self-serving, soul-sucking, scrotum-scratching, indolent, insane, inept, incompetent, jug-headed, jerk-face, gelatinously slow-moving, soul-sucking scumbags, a bunch of spineless little worms deserving nothing but the profoundest of contempt, jerks, cads, weasels, monuments to stupidity and wastefulness, puerile, slack-jawed, drooling meat slappers, every last one of them.
Well, Did you go to the DMV this morning?
That and it's tax season! Just... Oh, no! Hours of my life. Hours of our lives. Your life, my life, Funkhouser's life. Hours of life and time and productivity and quality time with the people that matter the most to us that we will never get back because the people in charge running the show are useless! Not the day. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And you know what? It's useful. It is useful when little things like losing large chunks of your life to the DMV happen at the same time you're paying taxes. Now, I don't know how you pay taxes. And if you're one of those people, if you are one of those people that has taxes taken out at the source, if you are taxed from your paycheck, tax time is a happy thing for you. Hey, I got a refund. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to put this extra $900 towards something fun. I'm going to put this $2,000 towards something entertaining. Oh, sweet. I can get new tires. Thank you, government. Thank you. It's amazing how the process has people thinking like that. People look forward to tax season. Oh, man, I'm going to get a refund. This is going to be sweet. Oh, thank you, Uncle Scam. I don't realize that I'm being bent over. It's such a freaking scam. If you are one of those people that are taxed at source and you've gotten used to that happy refund at the end of the fiscal year, great, awesome. That's cool for you. But you know how I started out? Self-employed. I was self-employed up till about 3 years ago. And I would urge you, if you're not self-employed, to really look at the difference when you do your taxes. Look at the difference between the amount you've earned and the amount you take home. When I was self-employed, the government would like it. The government would like it if you made monthly contributions. The government would like it if you paid into your taxes quarterly. The government, no, bite me. No. Come any closer to my money, I swear to God, I'll rip your eyes out. You're going to get it in April. Until then, it's going to sit in a bank account making me what little interest it can make. That's yours. You work for it. You earned it. And it just boggles your mind, doesn't it? When you deal with something like the DMV. When you're on the phone with the DMV going, literally, my tax dollar. I don't know how you get to be stupid and rude when I'm your employer. My tax dollars pay your salary. Generally speaking, if you go into a store, I've noticed you can get people that are stupid and people that are rude, but you very rarely encounter stupid and rude in a privately owned and operated business. Like if someone's stupid and rude that's supposed to be serving you, they're not going to last very long. People will cut some slack to a little stupid. people cut some slack to, they've got kind of an attitude, but they're good at the job, so we'll hold on to them. Well, they're stupid, rude, inept, and they're gone. But in government, you get to hang on. You get to hang on. Nobody pays attention. There is no accountability. There is no one checking to make sure you're good at your job. There is no one to answer to, really, because it's just another yuck over your head that's whiling away their time. Now, by the way, if you are a government employee and you work really hard at what you do, good for you. Bully for you. Great. In my experience, you are the exception, not the rule. And for that reason, I admire your tenacity that much more. But it's so good at tax time to look at what you've got and look what the government has taken from you. And remember to stay angry about the ways in which the people that work for you, make no mistake, are inefficient. Carry that anger with you into the day. You're welcome.
Real radio.
104.1.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio, on Twitter at ADSXE.
You know how you can tell that your government is dropping the ball left, right, and center? Because there's an entire industry of third-party companies that deal with the government on your behalf, because actually dealing with them takes up too much of your life. It's too slow moving. It's too painful. It's too terrible to have to deal with yourself. Anytime a third party industry springs up around government ineptitude, that's a sign that you should demand more of your elected officials. From the very bottom of the food chain, from the local clerk all the way up to President of these United States of America, every time your government fails you, every time that you have to pay more money to a third-party company, like your accountant, like an app, like an online accounting service, like the third-party company I had to use to get a passport to get out of the country so that I could go be with my father during his surgery a little while ago. Try dealing directly with the government. How hard can it be? Hey, here's my situation. I need a passport. Well, what I guess you would do is, I don't know what to do in that situation. Hold on, I'll have to make some inquiries. Well, I'm Googling it right now. It says this right here. Does that sound right? Oh, that does sound right. Yeah. 3 hours of that conversation with a bunch of different people convinced me, you know what? There's actually a whole industry of passport expediters. Why does that exist? Because dealing with the government is too painful. And these folks, that's all they do. For a couple $100, they're going to take away the pain of dealing with the slow-moving bureaucratic idiocy that is your government. So anytime you see a third party spring up around your government, that is a sign that your tax dollars are going to waste. And I want you to remember that. And I want you to remember that next time you pull the lever of democracy. I want you to remember that next time your guy or girl gets elected. I want you to remember to hold them accountable, because make no mistake about it, that huge chunk that they take out of your check every single month that you could really use to buy things like tires and clothes for your kids and, food, shelter, stuff like that.
It's going down the tubers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what it's doing. April's a good time of year. Spring is in the air. Baseball season starts up again. That sweet, sweet freedom known as the summertime is right around the corner. And whether or not you take a summer vacation, it's almost like when things start to warm up a little bit. That sense of freedom and time to yourself and time to spend with the people that matter the most to you, that is built into your DNA from the time when you were a child and you had that everlasting summer stretching out before you the moment the last school bell rang. Whether you take that vacation or not, You can feel that in your bones, can't you? You know it. There's something about summertime, spring and summer hitting. That's just the best. And April's awesome because that's right around the corner. And it's also a time to reflect and get a little bit of clarity because it's a time, like I said, that you do your taxes. And if you associate the doing of taxes with getting an extra $900, that is awesome. Fantastic. Glad you're getting a refund. Bully for you. But never forget to look at what you net versus what you gross and ask where the hell that is going. Where is it going, Funkhouser? Or where is it going, President Donald Trump?
Down the tubers.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you want him to say it?
Yes. Where is that money going, President Donald Trump?
It's going down the tubers.
Okay.
Bah humbug.
Right.
You may like spring, but I'm a winter guy.
You know, I will say this, though. The allergy season has kicked the hell in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was feeling great. I was like, maybe it won't happen this year. And you know what? Me and Millhouse, my puppy, we get allergies. We get allergies at the exact same time of year. So when my eyes start to itch a little bit and when I start to feel congested, when I feel a head, like a congestion headache coming on, that's when I notice Millhouse starting to itch a little. And he and I both start Zyrtec on the same day. And it really, really works. By the way, this has nothing to do with anything. But if you are like a lot of dog owners, you've noticed, and I've seen people post this all over Facebook, going, hey, my dog is chewing up his belly. Is there some sort of topical thing? I don't want to go with meds or I can't afford meds or whatever. What can I do for my dog because my dog is chewing up their stomach? And I used to have this problem all the time. Like you get into these situations, the allergy situations, and your dog is chewing on himself or herself and, you know, just miserable and uncomfortable and itching all the time. And then it can get really bad to the point where, well, oh gosh, you take the dog to the vet and they go, ooh, yeah, that's not infected or it might be infected. Either way, we got to give your dog allergy meds. We got to give your dog some antibiotics and we got to get this topical cream. And all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel of a $200 bill. Or $300 or $400, however much it is. And I've done everything. The oatmeal baths, the topical ointment, all of the above to help relieve my puppy's itching, going back several puppies. And I wish I would have known this before. But one day, about, I don't know, it was my first summer with Millhouse. And I was like, you know, what is it? You know, what do they have an allergy to? And the vet was like, it's probably just something in the grass. And I was like, oh, something in the grass? When we take him on a walk? Well, oh, I know the solution. And it's worked like magic ever since. I'll share it with you next.
For more stimulation and less irritation, 9 out of 10 doctors choose KPRC AM 950, Houston's more stimulating talk radio.
Don't get the blues, get all the news. We mean all of you guys out there in Radioland. All aboard!
He's back. AD on the radio.
Give it up, yeah. Give it up, yeah. Bring this on. Come on.
So one of the downsides of spring and summer, if you're like me and if you're like Millhouse, my puppy, is the fact that, oh man, allergies are here again. And if you're like me, over the years, you've spent a lot of money going to the vet, going like, my dog's itching, my dog's chewing on their stomach. There's actually sort of like some hot spots where a little bit of blood has been drawn, and you wind up having to get a topical cream or a spray or something of that nature. You wind up getting allergy meds. You wind up getting antibiotics to prevent or treat infection of the open places where the dog has been scratching themselves or whatever. And here is the answer. My vet said to me the last time I brought my dog in, when I brought Millhouse in, I was like, what is it? Like, any idea? Like, is there something specific that we can? And they're like, no, it's probably just something that he's picking up when he goes outside. It's probably in the grass or it's pollen that, you know, and I was just like, oh, wait a second. So it's in the grass. And, they were like, yeah, probably. And I was like, so what if I just like, and no vet has ever suggested this to me before, what if I just like get some wipes, some hypoallergenic dog friendly wipes, and I just wipe them off every time they come into the house from going outside. They're like, yeah, you could give that a try, but also you're going to need the topical cream, you're going to need the allergy meds, and you're going to need the antibiotics. Got all those things, and at that point, absolutely necessary. I'm not trying to say that your vet is trying to bilk you out of money in any way, shape, or form, but I will tell you that once that cleared up, and ever since then, even when it's not allergy season, every single time Millhouse comes in, takes a whopping 25 seconds. I've got a little thing of hypoallergenic dog-friendly wipes by the front door. He comes in, I wipe off the paws, I wipe off the legs. Well, first I wipe off his face, and then I wipe off the paws, the legs, make sure I really get the belly, which he enjoys, because really, what is it other than a belly rub? And then also the tail as well, where he likes to chew on himself a little bit. And man, night and day difference. It's made all the difference. And I know so many people that have been struggling with their dog's allergies this time of year, because it's when dogs start itching themselves and chewing on their stomach and getting hot spots and all the above. Dog-friendly hypoallergenic wipes clean off your dog. I mean, I don't know. It might not be a magic bullet. Might not work at all for you. But I got to tell you, for Millhouse and me, it's made a humongous difference. I really recommend it. And it's funny. It's so funny because I know all these people that are like, oh, what about the hypoallergenic, sort of ointments and topical creams, and what sort of meds should I be giving them, and all this sort of stuff. And by the way, Millhouse also takes Zyrtec. Don't give your dog Zyrtec without consulting your vet first, because there's a very specific dosage by weight. I asked the vet, I was like, are there any sort of some human meds dogs can take, others they can't? I don't want to give them Benadryl, because Benadryl makes them sleepy, even though that's been recommended by a couple vets in the past. And no, it's Zyrtec, and give them half a tab of Zyrtec. And again, please find out, if you're going to try this, how much you should be giving your dog by weight. # not a vet. But it's worked wonders for the little guy. And you know what? It's crazy because
it works.
I remember
for the guy. Is that what you're saying?
It
That's
works
a word
wonders.
I learned today. Bully.
Bully.
I thought it meant
bully
something
for
else.
you. Bully for you. That means good for you, right?
I thought I was in for trouble later. Bully for you.
Yeah. Positively bully. Bully for you. I guess that's kind of an English thing.
Does that mean good for you?
Yeah. Bully for you means good for you. But anyways, I know so many people that are willing to invest all this money in creams and ointments and all this. And I go, take the 25 seconds to wipe off your dog's stomach. They're like, oh man, who has the time for that? It's crazy to me. It's crazy. All right, Funkhouser, should we do some news?
Fine.
This is My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, and certainly not balanced. And now, super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhouser. Barry Funkhouser. Barry
Richard Funkhouser.
Barry Funkhouser.
That's your middle name, Richard?
Yeah. Dick Funk reporting for duty.
How are you today, Dick Funk? Is everything going okay? What you got going on?
Things are good. I mean, I'm not in the chipper attitude that you are. I had to go to the city today. I had to hang out in a line full of smelly people this morning with bad air conditioning. Public service.
You mean, wait a second. You also had to deal with a branch of government that was understaffed and poorly maintained.
I took a number.
And caused you to lose long amounts of your life?
Took a number and they took an hour.
Oh, jeez. Well.
And then 5 minutes once I got up there. So
what else you got going on today?
Oh, nothing. You want to hear the news?
Yeah. Sure.
On Dancing with the Stars last night, the contestants danced to a song that reminds them of a memorable time in their lives.
They what now? Say that again.
On Dancing with the Stars last night,
yeah,
the contestants danced to a song that reminds them of a memorable time in their lives.
Oh, I see. So it's like lyrics that are pertinent to something that you've been through.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, my favorite was Nancy Kerrigan's Dance to Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Go on.
Adam Sandler says his kids hate his movies.
Oh, hold on. I think I have audio of Adam Sandler saying that his kids hate his movies somewhere. Oh, wait. Yeah. Here we Yeah. Whoopity-doo!
They're little. One of them's 8 and 10, and very nice, and they nice kids.
They are nice?
I love them. I love both of them more than anything.
You're a sweet guy, but
Mostly.
they can't possibly watch any of your movies because your movies are very R-rated.
Well, it's funny. Some are okay. Like some are PG-13-ish. So like my kids have seen. They've seen I'll put them on because they beg to see them. They're like, please, it's not fair. Let me watch your movies. Those people always yell things at you on the street, and I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And so I show them the movies. They demand this, and they get every time, like I'd say about 20 minutes in, and then I see them tuning out, and then I hear them. They're nervous to say it. They're like, can we watch something else?
Wow.
But then, it's okay. It's okay. I say no.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I don't. No, I don't get offended. I don't get offended.
You commit to this. You asked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you have it. Adam Sandler says his kids hate his movies. It was really a coincidence because my mom's kid does as well.
Hold on a second. Okay, fine.
Yeah, carry the one. There it is. You may now chuckle appropriately. I love Adam Sandler movies. No, I love Adam Sandler. I love Happy Gilmore. I love The Wedding Singer. I love The Water Boy. I even love 50 First Dates. I love Adam Sandler movies up to a point. And I watched his, and everyone was like, Adam Sandler's bad. I'm like, you're just saying that. Adam Sandler's like the Nickelback of comedians. He got so huge that people it's become the in thing to not like his movies. And then I watched the movie that he made on Netflix.
The new stuff's good too?
No, I didn't enjoy it. I just wasn't into it. There was one, he's a Native American, and or he's I think he plays like a white guy that is sort of like a Dances with Wolves type story but comedy. And I think he plays like a white guy that gets raised by Native Americans and abandoned by his real father, who's a very, very bad man. And the whole storyline, I don't remember if I laughed, except for this one line, which I do remember very vividly because I giggled like a teenager, and the subject of the line was extraordinarily attractive. It was Adam Sandler's wife played his actual wife, or I don't know if it was actual wife, played a Native American, and he referred to her Native American name was Never Wears a Bra, and then she came out and she wasn't wearing a bra, and she was really hot, and I was like, he was like, tell me he never wears a bra. Why are you asking me this question? I was like, that's really funny, and she's really hot. Well done. Yeah, there you go. But generally speaking, I was like, I got to the end of the movie, I was like, that was hard work. But,
so we'll just look for that one scene,
and I think it happens relatively early on in the movie as well.
Awesome.
So
once we see that, then we can bail.
Adam Sandler's hilarious. I don't. The guy that made Happy Gilmore will always get a pass from me. One of my favorite lines from any movie ever was The Wedding Singer. You remember when his fiance leaves him at the altar? He's going to get married, and she bails on him and shows up the next day. And explains why she didn't show up to their wedding ceremony. Do you remember this line? Do you remember this scene? When he goes, something that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. And you know what? That line is not only hilarious, but applies to so many situations in my own life. I've just clutched it to my heart ever since. Yep. Adam
thanks
Sandler's
to the internet.
All our friends are here. It's the perfect place to raise a family.
Oh, yeah. Living in your sister's basement with 5 kids while you're off every weekend doing wedding gigs at a whopping $60 a pop?
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
So genius. Oh my God. So good.
Whoa.
All right. And I think, honestly, I always had a crush on Drew Barrymore, but she played all these, scary people in the 90s. She was in Poison Ivy 2, or I don't know. I like it. She never
You
played,
just had to side-eye her every time she came out.
You just but when she was in Wedding Singer, like that was the Drew Barrymore. I was like, oh sweet Lord above, that's the perfect woman. And then she was in Charlie's Angels in the jumpsuit, and we all know how we feel about the scene with Drew Barrymore in Charlie's Angels with the jumpsuit.
Come on.
Oh yeah, we better move right along. Go on, Funkhouser. What else?
Anthony Hopkins. There you go. Thinks Transformers director Michael Bay is a genius.
All right, so Anthony Hopkins. Wait, hold on. He used the word genius?
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins thinks the guy that directed Transformers is a genius. Well, okay, fair enough, but you got to remember, Anthony's at that age where he sometimes looks for his glasses while he's wearing his glasses, so make of that what you will. Go on.
Caitlyn Jenner revealed that she had her penis removed.
Right. Yeah, no, that was the big question when Bruce Jenner transitioned into being Caitlyn Jenner, when he had gender reassignment surgeries. There was this, hey, are you gonna, south of the equator, what's going on down there? People want to know. And you know what? You are honestly bringing something that has been misunderstood for years to the forefront. So can we candidly ask you what you got going on below the belt? And he was like, yeah, or he at first, and then she was like, yeah, holding on to that's going to be something. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it forever. Maybe I won't, but it's got to be. I mean, maybe, who knows? That really is something that you should do when you're ready, and only when you're ready. When you're removing a part of you that is completely, it's so intricately, it's so, yeah, I'm choosing my words carefully.
Sure.
When you're removing a part of you that
Finger
is so
hovering over the button.
Yeah, that is so linked to your personality and your identity and who you are. I mean, they talk about gender identity. Well, there's the definition of your gender identity, right there. And when you are doing something like cutting a piece of you off, or I think that's how it goes. I'm not exactly sure of how the surgery goes. I think, it becomes much less of a thing, so to speak, and then what is remaining after the hormonal stuff takes a hold is then surgically removed. There you go. See, I dealt with that in a sensitive way, right?
Sure.
That was cool.
Good enough.
Wonder if she got it done at Loins Crafters in an hour.
See, now you go and do that, and it's over.
No, you know what? And look, I thought Bruce Jenner was a terrible human being. I think Caitlyn Jenner's a terrible human being. I'm not going to be prejudiced in that way. Everyone's like, oh, she's so beautiful. You can tell this is really how she was meant to be. She got like $600,000 worth of plastic surgery and then some. But while I'm not a fan of Bruce Jenner, nor am I a fan of Caitlyn Jenner, I will say this. Brought something very, very important that is so often misunderstood, that is not understood at all, to the forefront. And anything that demystifies something like that, anything that, well, as we talked about, lowers suicide rates is a good thing. How does that lower suicide rates? We'll catch you up next.
You're longing for that shining sun. You walk these streets most every day. You're waiting to get washed away.
Now, more AD on the radio.
So, Caitlyn Jenner revealed that she had her manly appendage removed. And we said this could help with suicide rates. Now, if you haven't listened to the show in the past when we've talked about this, here's the thing. Gender dysphoria, confusion about your gender, has an interesting statistic attached to it. If you are, and if you've heard this before, I'm repeating myself, but this is really, really important. This is human life here that hangs in the balance, just based on a little bit of an understanding. So, repetition being the mother of knowledge and skill, I'm going to say it again. If you're straight, if you are totally at home in your gender identity and you are a heterosexual person, a guy that knows they're a guy, enjoys being a guy, that likes girls, or a girl that knows they're a girl, enjoys being a girl, and likes guys. If you're straight, the suicide rate is, I can't remember, I don't have the exact figures in front of me. And the suicide rate for people that are straight, or the attempted suicide rate for people that are straight, is not the important thing here. But I think it's less than 10%, I believe. I think it's around 6-7%. And these figures change all the time. So there's that. Now, if you are not straight, if you're bisexual, if you're homosexual, the attempted suicide rate jumps up to, it almost doubles, something like 14-15%. If you are a person that is confused about their gender, if you have, I think the technical term, as we've said in the past, is gender dysphoria, you are, right, the attempted suicide rate is almost 50%, 40-something%. So if you're straight, less than 10. If you are confused about your gender, there's a 50% chance almost that you're going to attempt at some point to take your own life. And that's a big deal. And that's a number that has to come down. And that's a number that will come down just because people like Caitlyn Jenner, and I said before, wasn't a fan of Bruce Jenner, not a fan of Caitlyn Jenner. Don't think that Caitlyn Jenner's an especially good person. Feel the same way about Bruce when he was Bruce. But the normalization of the idea that this can happen by it happening in such a public and high profile sort of way, if that gets that number down, if that gets that attempted suicide rate down to something lower than almost 50%, well, that's a big win for humanity in general. So there you go. All right, Funkhouser, what else is going on in the world?
The 12-year-old son of Metallica's bassist will play bass on Korn's South American tour.
Yeah, Robert Trujillo, who's like friend of the show. He's been on the show like 3 times. Yeah, he's his son's 12 years old and a really, really good bass player. The apple did not fall far from the extraordinarily talented tree. And so, yeah, he's going out on tour. I think during the summertime because that's when he's out of school. Can you imagine? What are you doing over the summer? Well, I'm probably going to go visit Grandma and Grandpa. That'll be fun. And then we're going to go on a little family vacation. Maybe go camping. What are you doing? I'm going to tour with Korn. Yeah, their bass player, Fieldy, he wasn't up to the task, so I'm going to be spending my summer with Korn in South America. Yes. I know. They started about 10 years before I was even born, but that's what I'm going to be doing. It's almost, but not quite as enriching. It's almost as enriching, Funkhouser, as those summer reading programs we used to do back in the day. That's amazing. Amazing stuff. All right, what else is going on, Funkhouser?
Yes is launching a tour of the United States. Yes, the band Yes.
Yes, the band Yes.
Go ahead and shine the spotlight on Yes.
Yeah, they're launching a tour of the U.S., and after that, it's off to Mexico and South America to tour under the name C. The old ones are always the oldest. Go on.
Rihanna, Beyonce, and Drake lead the nominations for the 2017 Billboard Music Awards.
Oh, yeah, and what an honor it is to be nominated for the year's 87th most prestigious award show. Good job. You're doing your thing, and we're all proud of you. What else?
Yeah, breakthrough artists that we've never heard of before also. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
hope they play it more than once.
The career-killing award that is Best New Artist.
Right.
We'll never hear from him again. Go on.
Don Henley, Steve Miller, Bad Company, and more will perform at a concert festival in Mexico.
Oh. Wait, what's the lineup again?
Don Henley, Steve Miller, Bad Company, and more.
Oh.
Or should I say, Don Henley, Steve Miller, Bad Company, and more.
Well, I mean, if it's in Mexico, it would be Don Henley, Steve Miller, Bad Company, y más, I believe. Like, my Spanish isn't that great, but I think yeah, you know what it shows? It shows that, like, U.S. and Mexico got a lot in common. Just like the U.S., Mexico also has a whole bunch of dads. Go on.
Video surfaced of a passenger being forcibly dragged off by police on an overbooked United flight from Chicago to Louisville, Kentucky.
It's the, everybody's
You
seen
saw
it.
it.
Everybody's seen the video, yeah. I know. I keep thinking if only Kendall Jenner was there to hand the cops a Pepsi. That guy will never pay for an airline flight ever again as long as he lives. I mean, look, I'm a big believer in not weighing in. Unless I was there, unless I have a clearer picture. And the video was obviously horrific. And the guy's face was bloodied, and he was being dragged through the aisle in the most humiliating way possible. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened before that. I don't know what happened to precipitate the force. I can't imagine that if you are that many cops, it's necessary to do that kind of bodily harm to a human being in order to get them off a plane. The guy didn't look big or tough, and if you got to bloody his face, but I don't know how it happened. I don't know how it happened. And you know what? If you're told to get off a plane, ultimately, you kind of have to get off a plane, but gosh, everybody feels terrible for that guy, because just the part that we saw was, man, it was unbelievably humiliating. But like I said, that guy will never ever pay for an airline flight ever again.
For real.
And also, like, you know, we have a new piece of slang from it, Funkhouser.
Uh-oh.
Like tonight, when the Mets play their arch rival, the Philadelphia Phillies, I hope they go all United Airlines on their asses.
Acceptable.
Leave the stimulation to the professionals.
Everyone is so smart.
KPRC, more stimulating talk radio.
There's something happening here, and you should know what it is. The dumbing up of America. Now, more AD on the radio.
Did you see Louis C.K. on SNL the other night?
Oh, yeah. Best one
Do you notice,
so far.
And you know what? I honestly feel like in the past, when he's been put in sketches, he's kind of been trying to go along. Yeah. But, like, some of the sketches he was in, I feel like he had a much more pronounced creative role in him. Like, just that thing with the sofa, the sectionals, like that, the absurdist stuff that he does is... Like, you see it in his show. You see it in the short films he made before his career really took off. Like, that sort of weird, surrealist, absurdist type of thing that he's such a fan of, that was present there. And either they picked up on that and decided to do it, or he had a hand in creating it. But the one thing I always notice about when Louis C.K. does SNL, it seems like they give him a longer opening monologue, because you know it's Louis C.K. You're going to get some unique stand-up comedy. Unique meaning it's not something he's going to use anywhere else. It's not something he's going to use as part of a special or on a DVD or anything like that, because once it's on SNL, there's not a whole lot you can do with it. So they know they're going to get comedic gold from a true great of stand-up comedy, a true master of that craft. So I feel like they give him a little bit longer. Now, Louis C.K. said something the other night. He did. There was a bit there. There was a bit that, to me, was, first and foremost, it was hilarious and it was almost shocking. But because it was hilarious and almost shocking and part of SNL, I think a lot of people missed that. Oh my gosh, there is something very real here that we should be paying attention to with regard to how horrible things like racism and prejudice happen. And we'll get into that next. Right now, though, let's roll through what remains of the news, Funkhouser.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum, shonka-dum-bum-bum-bum. Excuse me, whoa. Scientists have finally figured out why some people thought that dress was white and gold, while others thought it was blue and black. You remember that one?
Oh, yeah, the scientists have figured it out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why people couldn't figure it out. I'll tell you why people spent so much time arguing about it. It's because we didn't have Trump and Clinton to argue about on Facebook yet when that happened. We moved on to bigger, more important things.
That could have divided the nation again.
Oh my gosh, people are just so like. Again, Louis C.K. on SNL, that song they wrote about Scott tweeting people, like it was. If you didn't see it, you just gotta go see it.
Why did it take them like 2 years for scientists to figure that out? Like,
I don't know.
Such
well,
old news.
maybe because science had better things to figure out. You know, like we're still working on that cure for cancer, and well, what about this white and gold dress thing? We'll get to it, but we're saving lives at the moment, so that's probably why it took him so long to figure out. I got to imagine that was fairly low on the ladder of priorities when it comes to the world of science. Or at least you would hope it would be, and then you figure out
the EpiPen solution. What's next? Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But then scientists figured it out, and finally figured it out. So it means that at some point, some scientist somewhere went, AIDS, cancer, EpiPens, potable water. F all that. I'm going to get to the bottom of this issue about the white and gold dress. Or was it blue and black? Here's my hypothesis. I look forward to earning my PhD with this one. Go on. What else?
White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus is reportedly in danger of being pushed out. Reince Priebus.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Isn't that what's written on like the quarter? Oh no, that's E pluribus.
Yeah, but he's in danger of being pushed out of his gig as the White House Chief of Staff. If that happens, he's got to go back to his previous job. President of the Society of Ridiculous Names. Go on.
According to a new poll, 52% of Americans say that Donald Trump has not upheld his promise to drain the swamp.
Well, there you go. I was hoping that he would drain the swamp of newts. People like Newt Gingrich that were going, hey, I know I masquerade as a public servant and everything, but what I've realized is that the vast majority of my dollars come from public speaking, and I have an up-close and personal relationship with Donald Trump, one of the most fascinating presidents of these United States of America and leader of the free worlds that has ever existed, and because of that, my speaking price is going up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when that happened? Like, a memorandum went out, like the agency that books Newt Gingrich for speaking engagements was just like, just so you know, it used to be this many dollars a pop for him to speak publicly. Now it's going up by 30% because he has a special relationship with Donald Trump. Like, I just absolutely freaking disgusting that you could worm your way into someone's graces just so your speaking price could go up. I don't know. Like, and people will say stuff like, well, like the morning show guy on your radio stations gets, however many dollars to do public appearances, and you get less than that.
Where's
but
the line?
You're part of that. I'm like, well, a very important distinction to make. I am an entertainer. I am not pretending to be in any way, shape, or form, and I use the term entertainer loosely, by the way. Not trying to get all puffed up, but I'm in the entertainment world. I'm not someone that is weighing in on policy. I'm not someone that has the ear of somebody with their finger on the button that could fry us all. If that's your job, that should be your job. And if you want to partake in the speaking engagements, then do it after your other job is over. When you bail on politics and you want to do a tell-all situation, write the book, go on the tour, talk the talk. But don't use the fact that you've had a little bit more face time with Donald Trump to bilk people out of more money just to hear you spew whatever the hell it is you're going to spew. I go back to my initial opening statement about our government. Morons, idiotic, lame-brained, knuckle-dragging, slothful, sinful, self-serving, soul-sucking, scrotum-scratching, indolent, inane, inept, incompetent, jug-headed, jerk-faced, gelatinously slow-moving, soul-sucking scumbags, a bunch of spineless little worms deserving nothing but the profoundest of contempt, jerks, cads, weasels, monuments to stupidity and wastefulness, puerile, slack-jawed, drooling meat slappers, every last one of them, including Newt Gingrich. Go on.
A South Dakota man got a ticket for not keeping his snake on a leash.
In a related story, keep your snake on a leash should be the only advice ever given to NBA rookies. Keep your snake on a leash. Oh, you got a ticket for not keeping a snake on a leash.
Hey, ladies, check out my
snake on a leash.
Check out my ticket.
I want you to know I'm committed. I am in this relationship for real. If you're worried about me and other women, well, let's just say I would not get a ticket from police in South Dakota. Why? Because unlike that guy, I will keep a snake on a leash. Go on.
Not just any old snake, your snake.
Yeah, this now belongs to you. This is our snake, honey. We're gonna keep it on a leash because we're law-abiding citizens.
Jeez, snake by coupling.
No. I feel like if we go any further,
bad.
Yeah. Go on.
Today is National Pet Day.
Oh, right. Or as it's known to your pets, National Dear God, what humiliating costume is my idiot owner gonna make me wear today Day. Although, I will offer this. I think Milhouse the Mets rally puppy enjoys when I put his Mets sweatshirt on. Like, he knows when I'm watching Mets games. He does, because, look, dogs, I've always said this. Scientists have proven over and over again that dogs know, I think they've got vocabularies of, depending on the breed of dog and the intelligence of that dog, up to like 50 words, 50 plus words maybe. I have yet to learn a single word of dog. And that to me says they are significantly more like Milhouse knows all these phrases. He knows go get your ball. He knows let's go outside. He knows let's go Mets. Like, and when I say let's go Mets, he'll come down to the door where he knows his Mets sweatshirt is and he'll put it on. I think he actually, I don't know if he likes wearing the actual Mets sweatshirt while we watch the games together, but I think he gets into the celebratory mood of the whole thing. Dogs pick up on emotions more than any other animal in the animal kingdom, up to and including things from the ape and or monkey family. Dogs are more in touch with human emotion than any other animal. So the fact that he is participating in the excitement of watching the Mets win, or the fact that when they lose and I seem sad, he comes over and gives me puppy kisses. I swear to gosh, like, so intelligent. And I think he enjoys wearing his Mets hoodie. I do. I really do. He does not, however, like wearing his rain slicker. He finds it to be absolutely humiliating. But you know what? It's better than wet dog. So sorry, Milhouse. What else, Funkhouser?
Yesterday was National Sibling Day.
Right. Kim Kardashian reached out to her sisters. Once an assistant told her what sibling meant. And if you have any news on it, skip it, Funkhouser. I would rather not hear about how they celebrated it in West Virginia. Go on.
Oregon may reverse a 172-year-old ban on dueling. On guard.
Great time to be Yosemite Sam. What the hell? Does this mean there's a ban on dueling?
I'll challenge you. I say I challenge you in Oregon, though.
That's Foghorn Leghorn. Yosemite Sam is the rootinest, tootinest, shootinest this side of the Pecos.
Still, that's a southern, though. Oregon?
How much time do we have?
Like 2 minutes.
Funka? 2 minutes? It boggles my mind that the idea that dueling might no longer be banned is a thing. All right, really quick. Let's hear Louis C.K.'s take on the racist chicken, because I think so many people miss a point on this one.
Ooh, I can't hear it.
Oh.
Can't hear it.
Did I press the wrong button?
Clickety-click. See, that's why I'm super producer. I hear things like that. One more time.
Gosh.
Re-rack it. Back from the top.
Okay.
Take two. Action.
Ready? Here's Louis C.K. about the racist chicken.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Because there was a black guy walking behind him. And he was nervous. He was new to the city, this chicken. And he was like, I feel like he's following me, but I'm not sure. So then he thought, maybe if I cross the road, then if he crossed the road, he's definitely following me. So he crossed the road. And the black guy went home. He's living his life. And the chicken was like, I'm such a racist. And he felt bad. About a month later, a black guy ate the chicken. Different black guy. I'm just telling you what happened. By the way, don't be upset, because this is not a racist joke. This joke is not racist. The chicken was racist. The chicken was definitely racist. But that's chickens. Chickens are very closed down and suspicious and prejudiced. You kind of can't blame them, considering that their species murder rate is 100%.
There was the amazing piece of insight. Right there. Louis C.K., in about 30 seconds, summed up perfectly how any kind of prejudice happened. Closed down, suspicious, mistrustful, because the species murder rate was 100%. They have genuine reason to be terrified because horrible, horrible things have happened to them. And look, there's this idea that we vilify prejudice and racism, and it's an easy thing to get on board with. And I believe in that. Look, racism, prejudice, it's all wrong. Right, left, up, down, white, black. At some point, we all have to have each other's backs. And when you're trying to do that and you see somebody that is openly racist or prejudiced in any way, it's rough trying to dig deep within yourself and understand how they got that way. But only by searching for a little bit more understanding than we naturally have are we going to get over these things. Not saying to be sympathetic to it, but always, always be compassionate toward everyone in all things. Thank you, Louis C.K., for pointing that out with a racist chicken joke. Have an awesome one.